Hello, everyone, and welcome to a discussion on this blog by Ankur Shiv Bhandari titled, I Don't Hate My Competition, I Thank Them. Under Ankur's thought-sharing banner, Excellence Intended. We're ASB inversion. So today we're doing a deep dive into, well, a really counterintuitive perspective from Ankur Shiv Bhandari. It's quite refreshing, actually. He's challenging how we usually think about competition, that whole crush them idea. He's suggesting something pretty different. So, yeah, we're going to unpack his thoughts and see how maybe we can use them ourselves. Okay, let's unpack this, because Ankur Shiv Bhandari starts with a bang, essentially suggesting he owes competitors a thank you card, maybe even like a fruit basket. It's a total flip of the script on conventional thinking, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It really is. I mean, for so long, the narrative, especially in business, right, it's been about competition as, well, basically war. You pick up business books, and yeah, they often sound like military manuals. It's all about defeating the enemy, conquering market share. But Ankur's twist here is he's saying, hang on, I don't see them as enemies. He calls them frenemies.
Frenemies. I love that. It clicks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That idea of people who kind of push you, maybe publicly, but there's this underlying respect. Or maybe they high-five you in private. It makes you rethink the whole thing. But what makes that frenemy idea so powerful for Ankur Shiv Bhandari? Why focus on that?
Well, what's really compelling is how he uses it to reframe progress itself. Ankur is suggesting that these frenemies, they're not some kind of problem in the system. They're actually vital for our own growth. They create that, that friction, the stuff that forces us to get better, to innovate. He's basically saying that real excellence, it rarely just pops up in isolation. It's often forged in that heat of rivalry.
And he uses some great analogies to make this point stick, really relatable ones. The first one he mentions is Tom and Jerry. And you think about it, right? What would Tom even be without Jerry chasing him around? They chase, they scheme, okay, they occasionally blow each other up, but they're linked. They sort of need each other to exist, to evolve, and, well, to be funny. It's such a simple way to show that interdependence.
Exactly. And then he takes it up a notch with Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty, a classic rivalry. Whether you like the old stories or the newer shows, the core is the same. Moriarty isn't just the bad guy. He's the challenge. The intellectual sparring partner that pushes Sherlock, makes him stretch that amazing brain of his. Without Moriarty, maybe Sherlock's just a clever guy solving, simpler puzzles. And this really hammers home Ankur's point. Greatness doesn't grow in a vacuum. It needs friction. It grows in friction. I mean, think about it in your own life, right? Haven't some of your biggest steps forward come right after facing a tough challenge or a competitor that really pushed you?
Yeah, that's true. And Ankur Shiv Bhandari, he gets really open about his own experiences with this, which I think makes it hit home even more. He talks about competitors literally copying his stuff, not just ideas, but like his presentation slides, his frameworks, even phrases he says he just made up in the shower, which is kind of funny. But instead of getting mad, he says he felt oddly flattered.
Right. And his reason is so insightful, isn't it? He says, because if I was forgettable, they wouldn't bother. It's not just ego talking there. It's a strategic reframe. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Ankur's really clear that we can learn a ton from competitors. He actually says he picks up ideas from their posts, their events. And especially, he says, their mistakes. Those are gold. He pictures the whole competitive scene as like one giant workshop where everyone's unknowingly co-authoring each other's success stories. It's not about being naive. It's about being smart enough to learn from everywhere.
So these Moriartys, in his world, his rivals, they actually caught him stuff like resilience, better strategy, how to handle being provoked with, grace. That's a huge shift from wanting to crush them.
Precisely. And this thinking, it feeds directly into his bigger idea of Intentonomics. When Ankur talks about the I in Intentonomics, he's very specific. It's not intimidation. He says it stands for integrity of thought, which is, well, it's more than just a nice phrase, isn't it? It's about how you operate. Are your actions driven by a core purpose, by your own principles, or are you just reacting, trying to one-up at the competition? It really makes you ask yourself, doesn't it? What's your real intent when you face competition? Is it just about winning, or is it about growing, innovating, and doing it with integrity?
So, okay, bringing it all together, what does this mean for you listening? Whether it's in business or, even personal rivalries, Ankur Shiv Bhandari's advice boils down to this. You don't have to like your competition, but you don't have to hate them either. You can actually coexist. You can learn from them, maybe even laugh a bit, and definitely grow together. Awkward smiles and all, as he puts it.
Yeah, that's the heart of it. These frenemies, they aren't a glitch. They're not a bug in the system. They're the spark plug in the engine, that essential friction that pushes everything forward. Seeing it that way isn't just like a positive mindset thing. It's actually a strategic advantage if you can adopt it.
And Ankur's practical tip here is brilliant, I think. He says, next time you see your competitor scoring a win, don't just get frustrated or start doom-scrolling their feed. Pause. Maybe even smile a little. Reflect on what they might be doing right. And then just say to yourself, game on. Turn that envy or frustration into fuel for your own fire.
Exactly. Because, as Ankur puts it so well at the end, if you're not inspired by your competition, you're probably not paying attention. You're missing out on potentially the biggest driver for your own improvement. It's an opportunity, really, not just a threat.
Which leads us to a question for you to maybe think about later. When was the last time you really stopped and reflected on how a competitor, or maybe just a really tough challenge, actually pushed you to get better? What did you learn about yourself, or maybe about your approach, because of that specific friction? It's worth pondering. Thanks for listening to this deep dive on Ankur's blog. We welcome you to join Ankur's social media channels, as mentioned in the description, for other thought pieces, especially on bridging the knowing-doing gap and related discussions. All the best from all of us. Bye-bye.